we're all artists at the core, because anything we do, we have to perform in a way. So I feel like we're all artists in some capacity. And now that I'm also adding in teaching, which is super fun, I think it's really great to lend a hand and give back, especially when you have such a high level skill. I feel like we have to really tune into that. And many people are talented with their personal skills, and it's such a great thing to connect with students, younger children, to help activate their own passions as well. Obviously, it feels really nice after you do your job, and from your perspective, you feel like you did a great job. You know, there's countless hours of rehearsing with teachers, directors, choreographers, and you really want to do a good job. And the feeling, I think, comes when you first step on stage and you feel the energy of the people, and you just want to do your best. And I think the applause, that response, it's almost like a sigh of relief that your performance is done, and you can relax and you can revel in the appreciation and excitement that the crowd is bestowing upon you. I think a lot of times as dancers and performers and artists, we do it for ourselves, and we feel the gratitude when people around us appreciate that at the end of the day. I think it all comes back to that inner child feeling of having fun. And I think the minute we lose that, or we forget why we're doing something, that gets depressing, confusing, and obviously there are days when we're not connected to our authentic joy or our true inner child. But that's what I like to refer to, because when it comes to dancing and performing, it's fun. That feeling of fun, it feels natural, and I don't have to overthink. I don't have to really overanalyze anything. I know that I enjoy it, and it brings me like a burst of energy and a sense of passion and purpose. And I think when you combine all of these elements, it's hard to not be motivated, because that consistency that you grew up with, it pursues, it completely continues into your journey, and it kind of cements and it creates the structure and the foundation for what you're continuing to choose to do. So that's the thing about the routine of dance. We have every single day, we do the same, like almost the same bar. We start with plies, releves, we do some combinations, front, side, back, we do left and right sides, we do turns, jumps, variations, partnering, point class. So there are so many different things, and we do the same thing every day. So that brilliance and simplicity of repetition and routine truly carries out into the world with whatever you choose to do. And I think that's the core of great discipline. And everybody should do something that heightens their discipline, because I think when we're adults, it's harder to be disciplined, it's harder to enjoy discipline. But when we grow up in that energy, that's all we know. That's all we know how to respond to. So it's a beautiful thing, the discipline of it. Aside from like ice baths for the feet, especially for girls who wear point shoes and are on their toes a lot, ice bath and that's really all that I have been doing, and that seems to work. And I think the more you get rest, the less you have to focus on other things, because once you put the body into a relaxation mode, it kind of like resets, and then you're good to go. Obviously, every single person is different, and it's really good to either work with a physical therapist, especially after an injury, and you want to figure out what's best for you and what helps your own routine on a day-to-day basis. But some people like to lift their legs a little bit higher and just like hold them to the wall, so they can fully relax their legs, and that helps a lot of dancers. I know some dancers like to stretch after class, so that helps them kind of like recover. And also taking breaks from dance. If you're always dancing, taking a break even for like 1 to 3 days is a huge deal, but it really does wonders to reset the body as well. We do a lot of virtual classes now because there are so many kids from different time zones, different states, and we do a lot of after school programs. And for children who want to go into more professional studies, they want to, audition for a company or an intensive summer program or a competition, we do virtual sessions, and that's been so much fun. I love teaching kids and connecting with kids, and I feel like I learned from them as much as they learned from me, because we're all learning from each other at different points of our lives, and I think it's great to see the innocence and also the motivation in little children. They're super kind of wired to do a good job, to really be there and give it their all. So I love it. And we do all kinds of things. We do performances, we work on character, we do technique. So we do all kinds of classes, and we even started doing a little bit of yoga to connect children also to their mindfulness, so they're able to also not only focus so much on the perfectionism of dance, but also to relax the mind, to relax the body, to also focus on the importance of mindfulness and mental health. First step is to become aware of your physicality and the way your body reacts, especially after a first day back from summer program and you're taking your first class. You might be so sore after just one class usually 30 or 45 minutes for the younger kids, and we tell them, when it comes to connecting to your body, we want to make sure that you're aware how your body works. If you're getting sore, how do you deal with that? Take a warm bath, take an Epsom salt bath, resting is so important. And I think sometimes we forget, especially when we want to be perfect at our dancing, we want to do a great job, we forget to prioritize rest and listening to the body. And I think now more and more kids and just all students of dance are almost required to listen to their body more, because once they do, they'll be able to perform so much better. Because when you're going to prepare for a performance and you're physically seemingly prepared, but you're mentally all over the place, it's going to really affect the dancers on stage. And the audience might also see that as the dancer being lackluster, unfocused, not fully present in their production. And I think the whole point of dancing is to get into the flow state, and it's really hard to get into the flow state when you're mentally not in tune with your mind and your body. So that awareness, I think, is just the first step and the only step. It's like becoming aware is a daily thing, because sometimes we forget. Just like anybody, we forget to tune into ourselves. I think adequate sleep would be probably 7 to 8 hours for just general. But some people sleep less and feel better, and when some people sleep more, they feel worse. So it's so interesting. You have to really get attuned to how your body functions optimally. I know I like 7 to 8 hours usually, but sometimes before a show I actually sleep less, and then I feel like I have more energy. So I don't know if that's just the excitement or the adrenaline. So it's interesting that everybody is different, but it does. Less sleep before a show might energize you. It might over energize you, that you might be overstimulated, but it's so hard to tell, because every night's sleep is different, and that might lead to a completely different experience one day, and another day you might be too overwhelmed. So I think a ballpark is 7 to 8 hours is great. Obviously it's hard sometimes to put your body into that resting mode, so it's difficult. But I think also finding things to do for a bedtime routine. I know a lot of dancers have a bedtime routine that they have to stick to just help them have a good night's sleep. So that could be having something hot before you go to sleep, hot water, hot tea, no caffeine if that's possible, if it helps. No TV an hour or two before sleeping, and sleeping in a dark room, I think that also helps. In terms of diet, yes, people think that dancers should eat less, but actually they usually eat more because they have to be more energized, especially guys. They have to, hold women, they have to carry them and balance and all these things. So it's very extreme. And the level of protein and carbs, it has to be probably increased. And I know that the best things to do is to have consistent meals throughout the day. They can be smaller, but it has to be consistent. So if you're gonna have like a smoothie in the morning, put in something that helps you feel like fueled, like protein powder, maybe some nut butter, and then for lunch have like an egg or something, or like beef or fish or something like that. I even started actually a guidebook for it's actually for everybody, but it's inspired by me. So it's like a dancer inspired ebook to help people with meal prep and meal portions. So I'm working on that, which is really fun. And having snacks is always fun, like a trail mix before class or after class. And hydration is super important, and not even just water, but having something like electrolytes, like coconut water, Gatorade, something that helps to refuel you, because when you're dancing, you're sweating a lot, you're losing a lot of energy and water, and you have to refuel quickly.